Some battle scenes look good, others feel real. They're not choreographed for thrills, they're not drenched in heroics. These are the scenes that pull you into the dirt, into the panic, into the chaos, because they were built from truth. Here are 7 war movie battle scenes so accurate, historians, veterans, and even soldiers say yes, it was like that. The Omaha beach landing. The gate drops. Bullets tear through water before anyone even gets to stand. The sand is no haven. It's a death trap. Men scream, crawl, freeze, and in the middle of it all, disorientation, terror, survival. Why it's accurate? Because it captures the sheer chaos of D-Day, not just tactically, but emotionally. The camera never gives you a hero's view, it gives you a soldier's. Behind the scenes, Steven Spielberg used real World War II veterans to consult on every frame. The handheld camera movements mimic real war photography. Some veterans reportedly had panic attacks watching it. It was that close to the real thing. Legacy set a new standard for war films, used by the U.S. military in training to prepare troops for the reality of combat. The Ambush, Mogadishu, Somalia. What should have been a quick in-and-out mission turns into a full-scale urban nightmare. The sound of rotor blades gives way to chaos, gunfire from rooftops, RPGs, confusion, and desperate calls over the radio. Why it's accurate? Because it reflects what urban warfare really is: fast, claustrophobic, and deeply unpredictable. The film shows the fragmentation of units and the fog of war in real time. Behind the scenes, Ridley Scott based the entire sequence on real radio transcripts, combat footage, and interviews with soldiers involved in the 1993 operation. Actual Delta Force operators trained the actors for authenticity. Legacy, veterans of the battle, say the film is eerily close to what they lived, right down to the radio chatter and moment-to-moment breakdowns. The Battle of Stirling, Braveheart, 1995, the Scottish Scream, the English Charge, and in the middle, mud, blood, and raw brutality. This isn't a choreographed duel, it's a mob of steel and desperation, clashing in one of cinema's most visceral medieval battles. Why it's accurate, though the film takes major liberties with history. The chaotic mechanics of melee warfare, muddy footing, body crushes, and frantic swordplay are shockingly grounded. There's no elegance, only exhaustion and instinct. Behind the scenes, Mel Gibson employed hundreds of extras, many of them real soldiers, to recreate a battle that felt unglamorous and feral. The stunt work was largely practical. Actors genuinely swinging at each other with heavy prop weapons while keeping choreography loose to simulate real chaos. Legacy. While historians debate the facts, combat experts still praise the battle's physicality. It helped usher in a grittier era of historical war epics. The Retreat from Moscow. There's no orchestral swell, no wide-angle glory shot, just cold mud, screams, civilians. A village burning from the inside out. Come and see as a descent, not into war, but into psychological obliteration. And the Retreat from Moscow sequence is its quietest, most devastating blow. Why it's accurate? Because it shows war not from the viewpoint of strategy, but from the ground, from a boy's shattered eyes. The scene's realism lies not in technical maneuvers, but in emotional devastation. Behind the scenes, director Elim Klimov used live ammunition in some scenes. Actor Alexei Kravchenko wasn't told what was coming. The emotions you see, shock, terror, dissociation, are real. The production was so intense, it was monitored by psychologists. Legacy, regarded as one of the most emotionally authentic portrayals of World War II's Eastern Front, praised by war survivors for its raw truth. Final battle, the flare arcs, the trench looms, and a lone soldier sprints across no man's land, dodging shells, bodies, and fellow men charging into the slaughter. 1917 doesn't just depict World War I. It puts you inside it, in real time. Why it's accurate? Because it reflects the terrain, strategy, and tempo of World War I with brutal authenticity. The long, unbroken shot forces you to endure every step, every breath, every near-death moment just as a runner would have. Behind the scenes, Roger Deakins' cinematography uses the illusion of a single continuous take. Trenches were built to scale based on real World War I plans. Military historians consulted on troop positions, uniforms, even the rhythm of flares and artillery. Legacy, lauded by veterans and historians alike for capturing the emotional claustrophobia of the front line, a technical marvel that feels utterly human. Let's finish strong with the 2 most accurate, unforgettable battle scenes ever filmed. The kind that don't just show war but make you feel it in your bones. The sniper duel, snow is silent. A breath hangs in the air. Two men lie hidden in rubble, one Russian, one German, locked in a deadly psychological duel through the ruins of Stalingrad. There are no mass charges, no tanks, just patience, nerves, and one bullet at a time. Why it's accurate? Because real snipers don't shoot first, they wait. The film captures the tension, stealth, and mental warfare of sniper combat during World War II's most brutal urban siege. Behind the scenes, based on the real-life duel between Soviet sniper Vasily Zaitsev and Major Erwin Koenig, though its exact historical accuracy is debated, the sniper tactics depicted, camouflage, reflections, decoys, are textbook military training. Legacy used in sniper school as an example of psychological endurance, praised for showing how war can be waged through stillness, not spectacle. The Battle of Ia Drang, helicopters whirl overhead. U.S. troops land in Vietnam's Ia Drang Valley, and instantly they're surrounded. What follows is a brutal three-day clash of tactics, terror, and brotherhood under relentless fire. We Were Soldiers doesn't flinch. It's sweaty, loud, terrifying, and above all true. Why it's accurate? Because it was written by the men who were there. It captures the terrain, the communication breakdowns, the use of air cavalry, and the chaos of ambush with exacting precision. Behind the scenes, based on the memoir by Lieutenant General Hal Moore and war reporter Joe Galloway, both of whom were in the battle. Mel Gibson's portrayal of Moore was personally reviewed by the general himself. Military advisors oversaw every sequence, right down to hand signals and call signs. Legacy, lauded by veterans and historians for portraying Vietnam with respect and realism. One of the few war films embraced by both military audiences and critics. Many real-life soldiers call it the closest thing to being there. These scenes don't just bring history to life, they bring you to the battlefield. Through mud, smoke, silence, and screams, these moments honor not just what happened, but what it felt like to live it. If you felt the weight of any scene on this list, don't just walk away. Hit subscribe